Hello, hello. Welcome back to another week of Speak Up with PT and Friends. And I'm glad you're here. I'm PT, in case you didn't know, but I'm pretty sure you do know because I'm PT. Orlando, what's up, friend? How are you doing this fine day? Are you enjoying your mug, Orlando? I saw it and I thought, dude, you gotta have it, man. Hello, my sister in love. You got a new phone. Dope, man. What kind of phone did you get? Eyes need moisture. My love.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Tired, but good.
Orlando, that is dope, man. You officially have a newer phone than I do. So congratulations, my friend.
And me.
And yeah,
I have an old phone.
we're behind. We are behind on the phones. My Jessica, how are you today?
It's been a so-so day. Not terrible, not great. Bad moments,
Yeah.
Good moments, but doing well.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're here. It's been a while since I've had you.
I know.
You know, I see you all the time, but, you know, the people don't see you all the time.
It's true. I have kids. It's hard to be on here with you.
Yeah. For context, guys, our daughter skipped her nap today, so she is in bed early. Whether she's asleep or not.
She's not. I hear
Well, there you go. But she's in bed, and so hopefully she'll fall asleep soon. And then Jim, he's in the living room, just chilling, watching his favorite movie, The Grinch, the animated version, with our man Benedict Cumberbatch. Speaking of, one of the shows that I've been meaning to rewatch, but I can't because I need to get through all the shows that I haven't seen yet, is Sherlock.
We could rewatch it together. Because I want to rewatch it.
We need to watch new shows together. We need to watch new shows.
As we just started The Office over again last week.
I know. But I consider that a show of joy. And so I consider that like a calming, nice thing to watch that we both enjoy, that we both can get into.
You're right.
Sherlock, it's different. It's deep. It's
not light.
Mind messing.
It's not light.
It's what?
It's not light.
No, not at all.
It's great.
Not at all.
It's not light.
Yeah. Orlando, I am proud about your 5 generations boosted phone. I'm incredibly jealous.
I need a new phone.
Orlando, we all need new phones. Orlando, that is okay that you have not seen The Office. I would recommend that you ask your parents when it's okay to watch it.
He likes
You seen Sherlock?
Oh.
You've seen Sherlock, but you haven't seen The Office? Okay, all right. Sherlock's great, though.
It's a lot
It's
less
great.
of a commitment to watch Sherlock than it is The Office.
True. Okay, Jess, well, I have some questions for you.
Okay. I have answers.
Are you ready? Are you ready for these?
I'm ready.
Okay. First question for you. What is the stupidest thing you've ever done because someone dared you to do it?
I've never been on that train of doing things because someone asked me to do it.
But it's a dare. Like a dare.
Like a dare? I don't... Sorry.
Yeah, that's what the question was. Someone dared you to do.
See, that hasn't happened a lot in my life. I don't know. Like, honestly, I can't really think of anything. The stupidest thing I've done because someone dared me to do it. I don't think this is
Come on, Lichty.
occurrence with the females. I think it's mostly a male thing.
I think the stupidest thing I've ever done is lick a salt lamp.
There you go.
In a store.
In a store. I mean, it's been a long time, and my memory's fuzzy, and I don't think I can yell in the gym. Did you yell in the gym, Orlando?
That's nice. All right. Well, Jess, if you don't have that, then I have another question for you.
I really don't have that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. That's why I'm here to provide my embarrassing life. Okay. So, okay, context. You've been given an elephant.
Okay.
You can't get rid of it. Like, you can't just like release it back into the wild,
I love
whatever. Okay,
elephants.
it's just somehow you can't get rid of it. Okay.
Okay. It's stuck with me
What would
forever.
you do with it?
I would raise it and love it. And then, yeah, that's what I would do with it. I would name it. And then my kids would ride on it. And then we would just hang out. We got a pretty big backyard. Take it on walks, you know. You can't.
We have a semi-big backyard, not big enough for an elephant, I don't
I'm
think.
thinking about a baby elephant. They get big pretty fast. For some reason, I couldn't set him free. I don't know. Get him a buddy. Get him a dog.
Look, you're missing all the great possibilities. Okay, you're missing the possibility of riding that thing out into a drive-through. Okay, imagine the look on people's faces when you go through that drive-through.
Yes, we would take him on all the outings. You know, fun day at the lake and all the good things. Just take him with us.
Make a fancy elephant saddle, so you put like little baskets on the sides that you can go to Target pickup and put stuff in there. Come on.
I think I would just let elephants overtake my life. If I had one, I would buy elephant everything, and just that would be me. I'd be the elephant girl. If I had a pet elephant, yes, that's what I would do. All the earrings and the clothes, every single clothing item I have would have elephants on it. My suitcase has elephants on it already. There you go.
Sure. There you go. I thought it was a perfect question for you.
I love elephants.
So, yes, I am fully aware.
My second favorite animal.
Whoa, did you just put that above orcas?
Second favorite.
Oh, second favorite.
Yes. Orca.
I misheard. It's cutting out on here. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
All right.
Oh, no.
Taco
there
Bell.
You go.
What about Taco Bell? He just said Taco Bell. What does that mean? Oh, would you ride the elephant to Taco Bell? Mm.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yes.
All right. Next question for you, Jess. For people without the context here, my wife had not seen a single Star Wars movie. Let's take that back. You've seen it before, but you haven't watched all of them until you married me.
I hadn't seen anything.
You haven't seen it all. But now you like it.
I do. I love Star Wars.
That's great. What's your favorite Star Wars movie for all the people out there?
You asked me this question last time. I'm thinking.
Did I?
You did.
Okay, well, I can ask you a different one then.
Okay, well, let me answer that one since you asked it.
Okay.
I think I would say number 3.
Nice, Orlando.
Revenge of the Sith? Is that what
Yeah.
it's called?
Yeah.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Sith, and then very last one, Rise of Skywalker. All these names sound so familiar. That's why I always get it mixed up, because they all sound the same. It's just because I love hi, Faith. I love a great redemption story. I love redemption, and we've got and Anakin. No, not Revenge of the Sith. I meant number 6.
Oh, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi.
They all sound the same. They all start with R. Return of the Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, because just redemption. And then, later they added in Anakin at the end of Return of the Jedi, and it just...
Yeah.
I love redemption, and it makes me happy. Both for Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, and for Anakin. Though, don't get me started on how Ben deserved better, and I could talk about it all night. He did not deserve that, and they need to undo what they did and bring him back. That's what
True.
I'm saying.
I will say this, though, to your defense, George Lucas was originally planning on calling Return of the Jedi Revenge of the Jedi. So, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I know he says Orlando, but the thing is,
we know
he wasn't going to in the original cut, and they I am Team Reylo for life, and I'm very upset because she finally found happiness with a lifetime of sadness, and she found her person. Not just that, they were a dyad in the Force. Like, their souls were made to be together, and it's just they found it and for 5 minutes, and then he died, and it's just ridiculous. Spoilers. I'm sorry if anyone has not seen it. You should have by now.
He didn't romantically like Finn.
Okay, Finn. No. I'm just gonna say no. Next.
Okay, speaking of characters, who's your favorite Star Wars character then?
I'm gonna go Ben Solo.
Ben Solo?
Ben Solo.
Good answer.
Yes, he's my favorite. He was wronged in every way, and it's not his fault. And yes, he did a lot of killing, but a lot of things happened, and I am Team Ben Solo. What is wrong with you? You know, I can have my own opinions, Orlando. Thank you, okay?
That's right.
I love Rey, I do, but Ben Solo is my favorite, and I also love Anakin. I'm just, like I said, I'm a sucker for redemption, and those are my favorite characters.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to try to go on my, what's I'm looking for? My LTE, because I think this back. Oh, I killed it. I ruined it. Are you there?
He says Anakin is cool. That works.
Yeah.
Anakin is cool. He is. You're right. Anakin
cool.
is Ben's grandfather, so it's in the family. No, you spelt it wrong,
right.
But that's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
All right. So, you like books.
I love books.
You love books.
Yes.
Right.
I have many.
Top 5.
Oh, my goodness. Now, are we going fiction? Are we going nonfiction? Like, what you got to give me some sort of subcategory.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Okay. Well, top book of all time, without a doubt, I will say this for the rest of my life, is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. I've read it at least 12 times. I want to read it again probably in a year or so. It's my favorite book. It's so good. And it is a fictional telling of the book of Hosea from the Bible, set in 1850s gold country in California. And it is a fictional book, but every time I read it, I find something different in it that I didn't see before that renews part of my relationship with the Lord. And it's one of those books that it's just so good, and I recommend it to everyone to read. If you're ever going to read a book, read that book. It seems super thick and long, but it goes by real fast, and you'll read it really fast. But it's so good. It's an easy read. That's number 1. Oh, gosh. I'm looking over this way because I have a bookshelf over here. And most of my favorites are on here. I think this is in no particular order after Redeeming Love. The Giver. It's a great book.
Lord of the Rings?
I've never read any of those. I know. The Giver, To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm just going fiction today because I'm not even going to think about nonfiction. The Giver.
Orlando, that's a good book.
What book? I have that book. I've never read it, but I have it. What else? The Giver, To Kill a Mockingbird. Ella Enchanted was one of my favorite books growing up, and I still love to read it as an adult. It's so good. And so that's 4. So there's one more. It's just difficult. Ooh, I'm going to say Unwind by Neil Schusterman. There's 4 of them. It's a saga. It's not just one book, and I love that saga. It's my favorite multiple book series, and it's so good. Sci-fi, but I'm going to say that one. Yes, there's my top 5.
Nice. It's very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Orlando, which book were you talking about? I don't know which one you're talking about.
I love that book. What book? To Kill a Mockingbird? The Giver? Ella Enchanted? Unwind? Did he leave us? I think he...
No, he's there.
Orlando.
He's there. All right. So, not a serious topic, but a topic that I know.
Oh, Animal Farm.
Yes, my friend. Read that, bro. Oh, so a topic that I know that you like to talk about, and something that we've discussed a lot. Two topics actually. One I'd like to talk about is worship. One of the things that I know that you really love and appreciate is some good worship. So I wanted to ask you why you think it's so important to you and maybe to others.
I love to worship. I think that we were at our base form, when God created us, we were created to worship him. Like, yes, we were created to have relationship with him, but also, and that's not our sole purpose, is to worship him, but that's a big purpose. Like, he has angels and they worship him, but he wanted something more. That's why we were created in his image, because angels aren't created in his image, but we are as humans. And it is just such a big part. It should be such a big part of our lives. It's not just, not just singing. It's the way we live our lives. But in this instant, when we sing to him, when we offer up a joyful noise, because not all of us sound pretty when we sing, and that's okay. The Bible says to make a joyful noise to the Lord, not a joyful song, a joyful noise. So as long as it's joyful, it doesn't matter what it sounds like.
You got that covered.
Yes. And it's such an important part of following the Lord and wanting to live a life after him. And there's something about worship that it just brings so much joy and so much peace to your heart. Like, no matter what season you go through, whatever crap is happening in your life, like, worshiping is always going to set your mind on what's important, which is God. Whether it's a song of crying out to the Lord and asking him for things, or if it's a song of just straight up worship to him, just talking about how marvelous and how majestic and how wonderful he is. Like, it's going to set your heart right. And that doesn't mean that all the crappy stuff goes away, but that puts your heart into perspective. And it's very important. I love to worship, and especially these last few months where we've been in quarantine and haven't been able to have service at Grace. It's been really hard for me because you can, the messages, you're just sitting and listening. So it's a little bit of the same. Like, it is different than being there live, but we were created to come together corporately and worship together, because something happens when 2 or 3 or more are gathered together in his name. And so that's been really hard. I just last weekend went to a week and a half ago, I guess, went to the women's retreat at my parents' church. My parents pastor a church, and they had a women's retreat, and it was so good. My sister is their worship leader, and it was just, God's there when she worships, and it was so good, and my heart is just so lifted up from that, and I'm just ready to do it again. Speaking of, I'd really like to do some live worship online, like you and me will do it. Like, that would be great. We've been talking about it for a long time, but I really feel like we actually need to do it. Just a step forward in the right direction, but worship is so important. So important.
I agree. It's good. So with that being said, because you pretty much just summed up anything I was ever going to ask you. With that being said, are there any worship songs or albums that you've really just been feeling connected to for the past couple months?
There's a new one that Bethel just came out with. I'm not sure what the actual album is called, but that whole album is so good, so filled with Jesus. My favorite song is called Nothing is Impossible. It's just, it makes you just get up and dance. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I just have to get up and dance because it's just so good. And it's so full of the Spirit of God that you just have to move. You just got to do it. That's a good album, their new album. I think it's called Revivals in the Air, maybe? Bethel. It's their new album. It's like multicolored. I don't know. But what else? Stephanie Gretzinger, probably right before quarantine, sometimes super recently, released a personal album of worship songs, and it's just listening to that album. It's pretty short. Like, you can listen to it in probably 45 minutes, but that is I listen to that album very often because it's just so soothing for my soul. And all these songs that she writes are just from her to God, and just it's so a lot. I feel a lot of the same things that she says in those songs, and they're just so good. So those two albums, honestly, right now. And I just have a worship playlist on Spotify that I cycle through, but sometimes I just go through those two albums a lot. They're good. Good stuff.
You're right. Revival is in the Air is the name of the album.
Oh, so good.
There's a song that just came out I really like from Hillsong Young and Free called Quiet. And I really like it. You should check it out.
Okay. I've never heard it. I will. I'll check it out.
All right, so one last round of questions for you, and it's about journaling. I don't think I've ever actually asked anyone about this. You do a little bit of it, and you like to write. I know this because you've written many a fan fiction in the past, and you have...
True. Y'all, backstory. When I was in high school, Tim and I were best friends. We didn't live in the same place, but we would talk every night on the phone and on Messenger, and I used to write fan fiction about the Jonas Brothers. And this is how you know it's true love, because I would send him my fan fiction for him to read, and he always told me they were amazing. And I know that he always didn't think that way, but my high school self really did. And I was... So yeah, find someone who will read your fan fiction and tell you that it's amazing. Just saying.
To be fair, I meant it. You wrote better than I could ever write, so wasn't lying.
I like to write.
Yeah. Okay, so with that being said, why do you like to journal? Why do you like to kind of do your things in the morning where you come in here, you read and you spend time writing things down? Why is that a big thing for you?
Journaling specifically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I've always loved to write, and I think probably around high school I started to write poetry and started to journal, and it was something I loved to do. I thought I was really good at it, and I think after a while I kind of let my insecurities unconsciously get the better of me, and I just felt like, because I read a lot, and every time I read things I was like, I don't write as good as this, and I would get discouraged. And I didn't journal, didn't do any of that for like 10 years, because my insecurity was that big. But probably about 2 years ago, I really got back into it, really renewed my relationship with the Lord, and got mega back into it. And every morning it's just really important to me. I try to wake up early. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but especially with my 2 kids, it's really important to me that I have time, just me and Jesus together, and I read my word, which is so important. Read the Bible, but journaling really helps me. It helps me better hear from the Lord. I write down scriptures that I like. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes I write down just prayers to him, or sometimes I just talk to him. I have a book of poetry by Morgan Harper Nichols that sometimes if I find a good poem, I'll write it in there. Sometimes I'll write song lyrics, like from worship songs that I like, or just any kind of song. And other times it's really good when I'm like reading the word and just talking to him. I'll just, not audibly, but I'll just hear in my spirit, God just start talking to me, and I'll write it down. And I have that, and it's so good because it's there in my notebook forever. And sometimes, it's so fresh and new when he talks to you, but after a couple weeks, you kind of forget about it. Not that he talked to you, but just kind of forget the specifics. And I can go back and read that. And so that's really cool. And I can also go back and see, even in the past year, how much I've grown, and how much I've grown in my relationship with the Lord. Because you don't think you do. Like, you're growing, but you don't think it's very significant. And then you go back and look at a year ago when you were looking in your journal, and it's like, wow, there's been a lot of growth there, just maturity-wise. And, just in our relationship together, the way I talk to God, it's always changing. And I love to journal. I recommend it to anyone, especially when you're just spending time with the Lord. It helps you.
Yeah.
It's just very helpful. And I love it. I love to write, though, so not everybody does.
Sure.
Yeah.
Myself included. I like to type. It's fine. I like to do this. I like to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would much rather write.
Well, that's you. You do you, boo.
Okay, I will.
So we're nearing the end of our time. So I wanted to ask you, do you have any questions for me?
I didn't think about it. Let's see. Do you have a top 5 favorite books? I'm sorry you don't like writing, Orlando.
Yes. Orlando. Yeah, I don't have anything. Let's see, top 5 books. I'll tell you this, Orlando, depending on what career, whatever you want to do, college will make you, let me say it like this, practice your writing now. So that way when you're in college, you can just get it over with and you're decent at it and then you don't have to worry about it ever again, unless your job requires it. But other than that, top 5 books.
Or how about a top 3? Because you don't read as much as I do.
Yeah, I'll give Lord of the Rings like saga in there, like The Hobbit included, all that. That's in there. What else? I like this author named Kurt Vonnegut, so I'm just going to put him into a category because his books are all weird, and there's not really one that I've
cheating.
Is it?
You wouldn't give me a category.
No. But
did you like the Screw Tape Letters, Orlando? I really like that book. It's very interesting.
Orlando, I'm gonna put that in there, dude. Actually, I'll definitely put that one in there. C.S. Lewis is just crazy. That one, The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis is really great. Orlando, I don't know if you read that one yet. Anyways, where was I at? So yeah, I don't know. Lord of the Rings. I'll put Screw Tape in there, and I'll put. Oh no, I take that back. I'll put The Four Loves in there. By C.S. Lewis, and I'll put in. Man, I feel like there's one there. I just can't think of it. Everybody Always. Bob Goff.
That's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Someone, aka Orlando, submitted a question, and it's this: why do you like Ben Solo? Wow.
Okay, well, I kind of already talked about it, but if we're going into details here, this was a child who grew up, knowing the Force and having, his parents be Han and Leia, and we had Luke in his life, and honestly, I think the Jedi
it's
were
Uncle
good.
Luke.
The Jedi were good, and they were on the light side, but they had problems, and that's why Anakin strayed, because the Jedi had problems, and their rules were kind of just like, really? And no one took the time to understand him. They just told him, you have to follow our rules or that's it. And kind of Ben Solo kind of went into that, and he was raised in this, and he believed in it, and he was good at it, and then just because he was struggling with darkness inside of him, Luke was trying to kill him. And so that just shattered everything for him. Just imagine that. Your mentor, your uncle, someone you've loved your whole life is standing over you with a lightsaber when you wake up because he thinks you might be half evil. Okay. So there's that. And then he was lost. And so he went to find someone who would accept him, and he found the Knights of Ren, and he joined them. And so he was manipulated by Snoke after that, manipulated by the dark side. And just all these people have been controlling his mind and controlling where he should go. And then he was betrayed, and then he finally got redemption. He finally found the light in his life, which was Rey, and he turned to the light side of the Force, and he changed, and he did the redemptive thing, and he saved Rey. He sacrificed himself for her, and then he died. I feel very passionate about this, but I will never be okay that they killed him. I'll never be okay with that.
So my thing is, I agree with everything you said. Ben Solo definitely went through a lot of stuff.
Also, one more thing. They were a dyad in the Force, which is the most powerful thing, and they couldn't defeat Mr. Can't Stand on his own. Sidious, really? They couldn't defeat him with their dyad powerful thing in the Force, the most powerful thing the Force has ever known. They couldn't defeat him. Really, the movie had to do it like that, and I'm mad about that. But anyways, continue.
Yeah. Okay, so I get why they had to end it like that, though. Because the same way they ended with Anakin. Like, it's not... Look, he did so many horrible things, like kill entire planets. You can't just, like, make everything happy-dory afterwards. He would have to go in prison for the rest of his life.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because he was completely manipulated by Snoke the entire time. And then by Sidious.
It was still his choice.
Not Sidious. Palpatine. Both names. But it wasn't his choice, really, when these are the only people that have ever accepted him. And I think...
He knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew that it was evil. He knew it. It was still his choice. And even if he didn't, though, he still did the thing.
So is that how you feel about Bucky?
Yeah. Logically speaking, if I was in that universe, yeah.
Well,
as much as I love Bucky.
Okay.
Well, okay, wait. That's a little bit different. They literally went into that dude's brain and twisted it up.
That's what Snoke did.
No. That's
Wait,
different.
No,
Different.
We're not going to argue about this right now. But I think that he was done very wrong. He was controlled and manipulated all his life, and he should have gotten a chance to be happy. And that's all I have to say. Anakin Moonwalker.
Yeah. Orlando, I'm reading your comments from earlier. You didn't feel good when you read Screwtape Letters. No, that book definitely challenges you, bro. I will say that. It will be a book that will make you consider your actions, and it because what I loved about that book is it made you think twice about the things that you think that are good in your life. But here's the great thing, Orlando, is that book does also make you realize what truly is important, and that is a relationship. Because ultimately, it comes down to your heart. It comes down to your intentions of why are you doing what you're doing. And the guy that's the main character in the book, I can't remember his name. He's not even really the main character, but the main human in the book.
Screwtape.
Well, that's the demon, but I'm talking about the human.
But there's just two demons. There's no...
Yeah, and they're patient, the human.
Well, yeah, but it's never from his point of view.
No, but he's in there.
Okay. No, it's just... Okay.
Anyways, but he goes to church and he thinks he's doing the right thing, but he keeps getting distracted. And anyways, my point is that it makes you realize that it's not about the okay, am I just going to church just to go to church? It's about the relationship about it all. And so that's why I got out of Orlando. And yes, Animal Farm does give you the feels. So the patient, you're right. You're right, Orlando. Okay, I think that's it. We have discussed many of things. We have debated many of things. And Wormwood sucks. You're right, Orlando.
Well, they are demons, so yes, they suck.
Yeah. All right. Well, my friends, Orlando, anyone else that watches later, thank you for joining in.
None of them are.
Thank you. Just us in Orlando. That's cool. Orlando, we like you, man.
We do.
He's not a good... Is there such thing as a good demon, Orlando?
I was just sad. There's no good demons.
But yes. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Jessica, my dear, my best friend, thank you for joining. And
you're welcome.
You're amazing.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. All right, Orlando, friends, catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.